I mean, for 6 months, Bob. I mean, a real steady girlfriend.
We can't go anywhere.
Yeah, okay, so what? For 6 months we'll just see each other here. Ralph won't be around all the time. Or don't you want it?
Reckon I want it more than anything. Except there are things you don't know about me, Pete. Things I've
Oh,
done.
look, I know all I need to know, Bob. Who cares about the past? All we got's the future to worry about, eh?
Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you.
Hi.
I got a letter from your family.
Yeah?
Oh, come on. Aren't you going to open it?
Thanks, Mr. C.
Is something wrong, Les?
Everything. When everything's wrong, that's when you really need a friend, isn't it?
Of course.
Yeah, well, I don't reckon I've got any. Not Bobby, anyhow. She used to be my best friend.
She still is.
Not anymore.
Oh, come on. Okay, maybe her head's turned for the moment by a new face, and her job too, remember. But you can count on Bobby. Eh? I'll bet me boots on it.
Yeah? Thanks, Mr. C. You've always been really good to us. I didn't think you would be after what happened to Bucky and everything. I mean, even though it was the freak's boss.
Yeah, just a minute, lass. I haven't spoken to Heather. Her mother doesn't even know where she is. Hey, look, how about you telling me just what the hell went on here?
Point is, he should have been blacklisted completely.
Oh, fair go. You can't deprive a man of earning a living. The union's supposed to protect our livelihood.
Oh, the union hasn't got the courage of its convictions. A 3-month suspension for a scab is ludicrous.
Well, if you feel that strongly about it, why don't you stand as union rep? No one else is clamouring for the job.
You know, I might just do that. It'd make quite a change to have a union rep with the courage of her convictions.
You've got no convictions worth a cracker, Joe. Or principles either.
I think I'd better go.
Oh, just a sec, Joyce. If she's standing for union rep, so am I. It won't be handed to her on a plate. We've not finished.
Oh, yes, we have, Crookshank.
You hounded Heather out of here, didn't you? Pushed her till she didn't know what she was doing.
Did the department a favour. She was a fool. There's no room in the service for fools.
Well, you better hope there's still a place left for you by the time I've finished. Where I come from, we're loyal to our mates. And we don't forget. Ever.
And you have also heard witnesses give testimony to the good character of my client. Now, if you believe them, you cannot, in all conscience, believe Mrs. Morris's story. It is all too easy for a woman scorned to cry rape as an act of revenge. Their conviction in this case will make it even easier in the future. Search your consciences. All that we ask is justice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morton. Mr. Sterling, you may address the jury.
Thank you, Your Honour.
Oh, God. If I were on the jury, even I'd believe
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen of the jury.
You're not.
I won't take up too
He may
much
be
of your
good, but he
time.
can't alter the
It's been a
facts.
long day, and I'm sure you're all anxious to get home for a nice cuppa. Or something a little stronger, You've heard the eloquence of Mr. Morton in defence of his client. I'm afraid I have nothing as grandiose to offer you. But let us quickly look at the facts. Margaret Morris was brutally raped by 2 men who broke into her home. She has identified one of the men as the defendant. Rather than pleading his innocence, the defendant claims that he was there at her invitation, that she instigated the sexual intercourse. Well, really, forgive me for being flippant, but he should be so lucky. You've heard the honest cry of Mrs. Morris on the witness stand. You've heard the statement from the police surgeon who examined her, the sexual offences officer who took her statement, and the affidavit from one Angela Adams, which, while not in itself conclusive, certainly suggests that this vicious sexual attack was premeditated. Margaret Morris has suffered enough. Do not hand down a verdict which will cause her more suffering. Mr. Morton says he wants justice. Well, so do we, members of the jury, So do we.
Members of the jury, this case is now in your hands. If you believe, as Mr. Morton claims, that Mrs. Morris was a willing party to any sexual acts that may have transpired, then you must find the defendant not guilty. If, on the other hand, you feel the Crown has proved its case
Look, you've done your part. Let me take
beyond
you
any
home.
reasonable doubt,
No, I'll see it through.
then the defendant is guilty as charged. I shall ask you to retire now to consider your verdict.
You may leave now. Thank you.
Hey, Fetster, don't forget now, half your buy-up.
I'm doing you a favour. You might even lose a few pounds.
Rabbit! Oh, when'd you get back? Oh, about 5 minutes ago. How was it? Oh, ace. Oh, great. Hey, listen, if you two stop playing silly buggers, because if you have, I'll tell you a secret.
Yeah, come on. If you tell us, it won't be a secret, will it?
All right, then, if you don't want to know, I
Oh,
won't
come
bother
on,
telling
I
you.
do. Tell.
You ready?
Yeah.
I've got a fella. And I don't just mean a one-night stand either. I mean a real fella, a boyfriend.
Yes.
Cross me heart, spit on me grandmother's grave, and you name it.
Well, what do you know?
He doesn't care where I've been or what I've done. Just loves me.
Oh, Bob, that's fantastic.
Oh, geez, I'm wrapped. Hope you two find blokes like Pete.
Oh, I reckon I'm getting an appetite for Yorkshire pud. Mr. C? Well, why not? Can't hurt to have a screw in your stomach. Oh, sex star buggers. I don't
Hey,
reckon
Rabbit.
he'd be in it anyway.
Just leaves Matt for you. What do you reckon?
She'll be in like Flynn. Oh, geez, you're wrong, both of you. You know what Myra said about him making the decision? He did. Pix. It's going to take him ages to get over her. I really like him. But he said he just wants to be me mate. So that's what I'm going to be. A really good mate. I reckon that's better than sex any day.
It's nice when you get both, but...
Members of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We have. We find the defendant guilty as charged.
And is this the verdict of you all?
It is.
You have performed your duties in a true and proper fashion. The jury
Enough's
is
enough.
now
Let's get you out of here. Got some water?
Oh, Shane!
Annie Jane?
Oh, Shane. Boy, you gave me a fright. What are you doing here?
Well, I didn't know whether you'd want me here or not, but you do, don't you?
Of course I do. But listen...
And I can stay with you, can't I?
Now, Shane, wait a minute. You've got a home now. What about your new parents?
They're not me parents. They hate me.
Shane.
That's why I ran away. And I'm never going back there again. Never.
Mitchell, Governor.
Hello, Bobby. How's the job?
Oh, it's really good, Mrs. Reynolds. I really love it. Thought I was going to be fired or something like that when Mr. C said that you wanted to see me.
Not quite, but you won't be going to work tomorrow.
Oh, why? Mrs. Reynolds, I haven't done anything wrong. If I have, I'll make up for it. But please don't stop me from going to work.
I think you'd better sit down, Bobby. I've got something to tell you, and it may come as quite a shock.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners too when morning comes around. Last night I dreamed we were together, sharing